Hey guys, what's up? It's Insane Gaming 2010 here, and today I have another 1 to 400 scale airport update. Once again, sorry, I don't have the mat yet, but I thought I'd change it up a little bit, and I'm gonna do my hometown airport this time. I was planning on doing this, but like kind of as a side project. Boston's my main focus, but for right now, I'm just gonna show you guys the little bit that is Pittsburgh International Airport. So anyway, we are gonna start off over here with the Southwest Airlines Boeing 737-800. Southwest, they have a daily flight on the 800 to Las Vegas, and then the flight coming back, it goes on to Midway. So we do get the 800 in Pittsburgh. It serves the Vegas one, like I just said. Then next up, you just have a bunch of empty gates, and this is realistic of Pittsburgh. If anyone's been there, you can tell it's a really, really empty airport. U.S. Airways used to have 550 flights a day here. That was about 10 years, no, less than 10 years. 8 or 9 years ago they had that. So, empty gates, that would be U.S. Airways abandoned gates. And then we have our first U.S. Airways. U.S. Airways dominates the airport for the most part still. But I wouldn't say dominates, but it still is the largest carrier with 43 flights a day to, I believe, 10 destinations. Mainland, they only get to Phoenix, Charlotte, and Phoenix, Charlotte, Philadelphia, sorry. And that's mainly just feeding the hub, the other hubs. So that's all for U.S. Airways mainland, but we've got a U.S. Airways A320, most likely going down to Charlotte. We have 9 daily to Charlotte on the 320, 321, there's one 321, and mainly 734 and A319, so we get a mix. JetBlue, Pittsburgh doesn't get the A320, but they get the E190 with 3 flights, it's going to be 4 in May, but 4 flights to Boston daily, 2 on Saturday, and so I just have a JetBlue A320. Many of you guys know that the Pittsburgh Kennedy market ended a couple weeks ago. That's really unfortunate, but you can't deal with the fact that it just wasn't that profitable, unfortunately. But it seems like the Boston route, and of course people are going to be like, what's the facts? But the Boston route in general, I've talked to JetBlue employees at Pittsburgh. They said the loads have been just a little bit better, and that's one of the reasons why. But so 3 daily flights right now, and it's the Diamond's Tail. Next up, we have a United Airbus A320. This one is actually, United is pretty common for the mainland in Pittsburgh. I believe we have about 30 flights a day, 32 flights a day on United, a mixed mainland and regional service. This A320 is going to make its way out to LAX for the later, I believe, around 5 o'clock flight. Next up, we have a United 737-800, another aircraft which Pittsburgh sees a lot of on United. We get a mix of 800, 700, and 900s for the Houston and even San Francisco. And so this 800 is heading down to Houston. I believe we have three or 4 daily. Next up, we have a Delta Embraer 170, 70. Let's see. Yeah, I believe it's a 70. This is a pretty frequent visitor. Compass and Shuttle America, they both have their fair share of Pittsburgh flights. Shuttle, even though I really don't know. I think this is a Compass plane, so it will be heading out to Minneapolis, but I'm pretty sure we get Shuttle as well to Detroit. Next up, a Delta 757. We don't get this plane in the winter for the most part. Sometimes an aircraft swap, but Delta 757 in the summer we get this plane. Actually, it flies New York to Pittsburgh and then continues on to Atlanta. So I might try and do that, maybe like eventually one day, just do that service. And then we also have Paris seasonally, and Atlanta, a lot of the frequencies in the summer on that 75. So just the 757-200 parked at the gate. Then a Delta Airbus A320. Again, this aircraft has started to be used a lot more on the ATL route. It used to be only MDs, but I guess with the slow retirement of the MDs, they started to replace it more with the Airbus aircraft. We still don't get any Boeing 737s in Pittsburgh for Delta, but the 320 and the 319, we've started to see. I believe 2011 was the first year that we started getting the Airbus, and they're starting to come more frequently. So this aircraft will be heading out to Minneapolis, a later flight than the Compass one. And then after that, an aircraft that Pittsburgh will never see, but just the airline itself. American, I believe, has 3 daily to Dallas on the MD, 7 to Chicago on Eagle, 1 daily to New York on Eagle, and 2 daily to Miami on Eagle. So here's just the AA 757-200 just parked at the gate. Like I said, you won't be seeing this at Pittsburgh, but still a nice aircraft. Let's just say it's a aircraft swap and it's heading down to Dallas. So that's essentially it. I'll just focus it like here. Give a nice little tail shot of just this little section. And so that's essentially it. I'm going to work on trying to get more planes that have both relevance to Pittsburgh and Boston. Probably more Deltas. And so that way I can start to build up the Pittsburgh-Boston like little thing. That would be great. I'm coming close to booking my flights out to London. I'd say that will be done in the next week or so. So I'll probably put an update video out on that. And I'll try and get a Boston update out pretty soon. Haven't got a whole lot of planes, guys, so bear with me. But I'll try to make it entertaining. So here's one last like tail shot. I will be planning on making these a little bit less frequently than Boston's. As you can tell, I really haven't done too many Boston's. Even too many of the Boston airport updates. But these airport updates, they're fun to do, and I really like the model airport. So it's just one side for right now. Honestly, it's somewhat realistic. I need to get more U.S. Airways, just because really, I mean, I need to get an AirTran 717. I need that plane pretty badly. And the AirTran 737, Pittsburgh, they get, actually, I mean, AirTran's they've been starting to ramp up. I wouldn't say ramp up, but they've, I'd say they have a nice following in Pittsburgh. So they, honestly, every time I check FlightAware, there's always an AirTran in the sky going somewhere to or from Pittsburgh. So that's basically it. Thanks for watching, guys. Hope you enjoyed. Bear with me for the Pittsburgh. I know it's not a very entertaining city to do. Thanks for watching. Peace.